Someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly. Nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me
This movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long!
This video is 18 minutes long. I can play that game too, you know?
Using the oldest, timiest Universal logo you could find to, I guess, pay tribute to when The Wizard of Oz came out, maybe? It's stupid, regardless of the reason.
Okay, but why is it stupid? The movie did something with its logo that makes sense, and you're sinning it? Then again, you did send Lilo and Stitch for it in our last video, so all this tells me is that you don't know how to open a video without complaining about the logos.
The melting occurred at the 13th hour.
I personally never watched The Wizard of Oz and then wondered what the press conference after the fact might sound like. Thankfully, this movie exists.
Again, what's the issue? How is this something wrong with this movie? And the whole point of this opening is to pick up after The Wizard of Oz with the regular status quo that the Wicked Witch was actually, wicked, before it then delves deeper and makes you question if she really was evil. No, I'm not saying wicked again.
Wait, this looks cool and all, but the Wicked Witch wasn't killed in front of a circular TIE fighter window like this one, but in front of a strange concrete wall with a series of small circular windows stacked on one another.
The Wicked Witch of the West is dead.
The monkeys are really upset about their master being wait, they can understand full English sentences? I thought fly and maybe stop flying were the extent of their English understanding, but here they apparently learn from the news that Mama is dead and go for a collective grief flight.
Really? Didn't you send a Wizard of Oz? I mean, I would know since I sent that video 5 months ago. And didn't you send the scene when the witch told the monkeys to go capture Dorothy? She literally spoke English to them and they understood it.
There's a pair of those ruby zippers. I want those most.
All of these other flying monkeys apparently could read the Wicked Witch's mind and started flying before she gave any orders.
I know you made that video over 10 years ago, but like, couldn't you have at least rewatched the original movie? You apparently did to point out the continuity error in the last sin.
Here's where she meets Prince Charming, but she won't discover that it's him until chapter 3.
Jeremy sings in a video cliche.
Everyone in Oz is super happy that the witch is dead, and then the movie is going to spend nearly 3 hours telling us why everyone in Oz is wrong. Sigh, I wish it were shorter.
You already send the runtime in the first sin of this video. Double dipping.
But also, what if we took the wicked approach to the Bible and made Jesus the bad guy and Satan the misunderstood actual good guy? Wait, maybe that's just the Bible.
I'm not even going to discuss if your Bible analogy makes sense, and instead ask, why is this a sin? Taking a story and giving it a new twist is sinful now? Isn't that exactly what a lot of franchises today get criticized for not doing? It's part of the reason the Fast and Furious series has gotten so old.
She sings bye, and the note she hits on the second bye is so high it can't be considered singing anymore. It's not that she doesn't hit the correct pitch, it's just that it's not pleasant to listen to. Like, I'm impressed on a scientific level that she can hit the same notes as a shrieking glass break sensor, but it's not music.
Jeremy tries to say something isn't music when he can't even sing to save his own life.
She sings goodness knows the wicked die alone, but there were all kinds of folks around when the Wicked Witch of the West died. Gobs even.
Jeremy doesn't understand what a metaphor means. She doesn't mean Elphaba literally died alone. She means she died with no friends to mourn her, and this happens to be true. Villains die without any fanfare because people actually cheer for their deaths, and that's the point the movie is making by asking, what if the Wicked Witch wasn't that bad?
Why does wickedness happen?
Some say it's caused by children asking stupid questions.
But isn't this a reasonable question for a literal child to ask?
After all, the Wicked Witch had a childhood.
Flashback's position before a movie that is mostly all flashback. It's like an I'm not amused boosh.
Jeremy points things out on a screen cliche.
Everyone is so shocked that the baby is green that no one bothers to check if it is, like, breathing. Not even the talking bear or wolf.
Aren't you the guy who says that's racist as a running gag? How come you don't understand that this is racism?
This is all about our wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Pop-up exposition.
Come on, is literally all forms of exposition a sin? I'd actually give the movie credit for finding a creative way to deliver it so it doesn't sound forced. In fact, you remove the sin in The Sixth Sense for that very thing.
Her name is Elphaba Throp. How is she supposed to turn out to be anything other than a villain with that name? Her parents did her dirty.
Well, Throp is the same last name as her family, so she doesn't really have a choice in that. But why is the name Elphaba evil? Actually, the author of the Wicked book, Gregory Maguire, came up with the name by playing it off with the initials of L. Frank Baum, who was the writer of the original Wonderful Wizard of Oz books. So this is actually a clever callback to the man that started this whole thing.
For a group sing-bragging about not mourning the wicked, they've certainly put a lot of effort into celebrating her death. They've choreographed a dance, built an effigy, and everything. At a certain point, it doesn't matter what you call it, you have put a lot of effort into acknowledging the person's death.
Okay, but that's not a contradiction. Mourning and celebrating are literally opposites.
Is it true you were her friend?
I would rather have seen a few scenes of this rumor spreading than watch that huge musical production all about how evil and wicked the dead witch was.
Seriously, dude? You really think this movie would have been better if we had seen those scenes? I don't know, I feel like implying it was a rumor is the better option. Movies do not have to explain everything to you.
Part one,
Says the guy who split his Star Wars prequel videos into 2 parts.
It's not goodbye. It's farewell.
Let me consult the Von Trapp family. Listening. Yes, it seems goodbye and farewell are the same thing.
Not exactly. Goodbye just makes it sound like a separation is happening, while farewell is more formal and even implies good wishes for the other person.
My parents don't even know I left.
Pretty sure your wife does, though.
Jeremy yells at the screen cliche.
I, too, was disturbed by the sight of these mismatched socks.
What are we doing here?
Stop making a spectacle of yourself.
Saying this while wearing that outfit.
Yeah, but he hates Elphaba and doesn't want her to be seen, while he's a literal governor. I would imagine he'd want all the attention.
There was a meeting where someone said, "Hey, what if the bells at the school were rung by hummingbird beaks?" Someone else said, "What the f*** are you talking about?" And the original person said,
Skip!
We are privileged to have our esteemed Dean of Sorcery Studies, Madam Marble.
Harry Potter says what?
Actually, the Wicked book was published in 1995, 2 years before the first Harry Potter novel. So technically, Gregory Maguire beat J.K. Rowling to the punch with a magical school.
How tragically beautiful you are. We'll find some place to hide you. I mean, how's you?
I guess this movie isn't going to do anything subtly.
Jeremy apparently expected Wicked to be subtle, and considering how many things you miss in these videos, you probably needed this to be spelled out.
Stop! Let her go!
Accidentally doing magic because you did magic hands when you did not intend to do magic.
You are partially correct. I'm sure Elphaba didn't mean to make so many objects float, but she did intend to use her magic to stop Miss Cottle from taking Nessa, being the protective sister she is.
You can room with Miss Galinda.
She's not a student, though. What is happening? This would be like my older brother dropping me off at high school on his chopper, only somehow in the process they realized he was really good at math and just enrolled him into my high school even though he's 22 years old.
Haven't you seen this movie already? I mean, it was one of the biggest movies of 2024, so surely you know why Madame Morrible is doing this. This is a part of her plan to find a magical person so he or she can open the Grimmery spellbook, cast a spell, and so she and the Wizard of Oz can get rid of talking animals.
Something just takes over me. Something I can't control.
All right.
Welcome to Shiz.
Thank you. I really need to, if I'm being honest.
Do I even need to explain this?
The issue with musicals is that it's hard to tell if these two students are racist or just put off by people singing in public.
No, they're racist. Anytime anyone else sings in this movie, no one is bothered and in fact joins in. The fact that these people are running away from Elphaba is meant to show how much they don't like her skin color.
As she sings about the possibility of being so happy that she could melt, I have to ask, do you get it? Speaking of melting.
Jeremy then proceeds to sing here, and he goes on for far too long. So I'm gonna save your ears and just pad the sin count.
Come in.
I just realized she didn't bring any suitcase or anything. I guess she's just gonna wear this outfit forever.
Well, yeah, she was literally just accepted into the school, even though she originally was just gonna show Nessa Rose to her room. Why would she have a suitcase with her?
Dear Father, thank you for agreeing to let me stay. Guess what?
Holy shit, Wicked totally ripped off the two characters are writing a letter at the same time thing from Hamilton.
Arbitrary musical reference.
The group sings that Galinda is forced to room with someone that is disgustified, and Jesus fucking Christ, we get it already. They are racist.
I'm not the kind of guy to freak out about swearing, but I know other people do, and CinemaSins forgot to censor the F word there, so a sin's a sin.
What the class is this?
A freaking awesome one.
Puppies are my favorite.
Mine too.
I bet those are Chekhov's poppies.
So you have seen this movie already, and yet you kept in that earlier sin about Madame Morrible accepting Elphaba into the school? And once again, why is Chekhov's gun a sin? You just pointed out a writing tool and ding the ding.
The animals are now being blamed for everything that goes wrong.
What even was that? What was the joke? And why did you think it was funny enough to put in this video?
Whoa there!
Well, now we know for a fact that if two main characters randomly meet in the forest, it does make a convenience.
Okay, and?
How are you?
Stealing reading.
Complaining about this, even though you sin reading.
You ever been to the Ozdust Ballroom?
The Ostas Ballroom.
The Ozdust Ballroom?
Yes.
He sings Stop Studying Strife, but that is our way of life.
Are you trying to be Dr. Seuss again? And of course you'd agree that strife is your way of life.
There will be surprisingly few casualties in this goddamn death trap of a bookcase. All these assholes just discovered they have shoulders.
I would do anything for you.
And he did.
I love helping others.
She forgets to end this sentence with "from my castle."
You're perfect.
You're perfect.
Nope on both counts.
A bunch of sins of Jeremy just saying stuff. I'm telling you, most of this video is like this.
I know. It's my granny.
Elphaba's witch hat didn't need a contrived origin story. Could have just had her walk into a shop and be like, hey, I like that hat. It's got me feeling myself.
What about this is contrived? Nothing about it feels unnatural to me. In fact, I'd say it actually does what a good prequel should do. Add something to the original. The fact that Elphaba continues to wear this hat, I think, shows how much she still cares for Galinda, even though they don't end up on the same page.
It's clear that Bok or Bick or Bick-Bok or whatever he's called would rather be with Galinda, but he decides to pretend to love Nessa, I guess, so that everyone ends up getting hurt.
Didn't you send an earlier scene of Bok simping for Galinda? That's why he's pretending to love Nessa. She told him to take her out, and he's willing to do anything if Galinda asks him to.
Galinda's turn here feels unearned, because it seems to come about as a result of Elphaba convincing Morrible to teach her sorcery. Had that not occurred, we have no evidence that Galinda would have felt bad about trying to embarrass Elphaba with the hat. But now they will become best friends, and I'm supposed to be happy that they are happy despite knowing in the back of my mind that there's no real justice in the world. Thanks, movie.
How do you not understand that this is why her turn feels earned? Being a sorceress is Galinda's dream, and when she gave the hat to Elphaba, Elphaba took it as an act of kindness, and so she decided to be kind to Galinda by giving her the chance to fulfill her dream. That's why Galinda feels bad, because she didn't realize how kind Elphaba could be until this moment, and this is when they begin to become friends.
Kids!
Sinning children for acting like children.
Father began to worry that she might come out
Green.
He was so worried that he made my mother chew milk flowers day and night.
Movie acts like her mom couldn't have told her father, don't worry, I wasn't banging random dudes and chugging green dye this time.
The father thought that they made Elphaba. Wouldn't your suggestion have resulted in her admitting that she was cheating on him?
Now that we're friends, I've decided to make you my new project.
We've now entered the she's all that portion of the movie.
Arbitrary movie reference.
Red shoes click together 3 times. I see you, movie. I see you.
Honestly, this feels like the kind of thing CinemaWins would point out and give the movie a point for that. Have you been watching CinemaWins?
You've been Galindified.
Well, she is flipping her hair and isn't wearing glasses, but otherwise there's nothing different about her.
Those are the two things that make her Galindified.
Now, one benefit of caging an animal this young is that in all likelihood, you'll never learn to speak.
Holy shit, these assholes taking notes.
Yes, that's the point the movie is making, that Elphaba is one of the few people who realizes how wrong this is. It's also a part of her experiencing racism, so therefore, she knows exactly what the animals are going through. These other kids don't have that same experience.
I told you those poppies were going to come into play.
We know you knew because you've seen this movie before. Why are you pretending you predicted this?
And why was I the only one you didn't do it to?
Sounds like he also dated my college girlfriend.
This joke.
I cannot.
Everyone at this school being easily impressed by weird bullshit It's a f***ing balloon.
Which is coming from the wonderful Wizard of Oz. You know, the guy who is basically God in this universe.
I'm not ready. It's too soon.
I agree. Have we even seen these two doing magic training beyond that one coin levitation scene?
You sinned the earlier scene with the poppies causing everyone to sleep, and you somehow missed the part where Madame Morrible saw the end result. That's why she sent the letter to the wizard, because if Elphaba could do that, she could possibly open the grimmery.
But simply, Glinda.
Glad that Glinda mystery is solved, though I have to admit I wasn't expecting the reveal to be pretending to honor now-in-prison goat teacher by adopting his mispronunciation of your name as your real name.
And isn't it a good thing the movie did something you didn't expect? Like, the last thing I want is for a movie to be predictable.
Now the hummingbirds are hair salon employees. This entire culture is a dick to hummingbirds.
Considering this is the same society that is beginning to get rid of talking animals.
Let's talk about the convenience of them happening to find this expositional theater play about the grimmery. Well, that's pretty much it. It was super convenient.
Setting the scene that includes Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth's cameos.
But the wise ones left a prophecy.
Honestly, a prophecy was all this melting pot of fantasy cliches was really missing, so it makes perfect sense it would show up here.
Are you not aware that this prophecy is bullcrap? It was literally made up by the wizard to build him up as a savior of Oz.
Am I the only one that noticed that what began as a stage play has spilled out into the street where all the former play spectators are now participants in the play?
No.
So all these monkeys just sit here all damn day guarding this hallway? All 200 of them?
Yes.
Maybe someday you're gonna be calling this whole pile of stones your home.
I love Jeff Goldblum and always will. He's just too charming, but he almost always is playing Jeff Goldblum.
Sinning Jeff Goldblum, even though I can understand what Jeremy is saying, so I will neither add nor remove a sin.
My heart's desire is for you to help the animals.
What? Record scratch? I would have bet $1,000 she was going to say it was for her sister to be able to walk again. She told that whole story about how her sister being in a wheelchair is her fault, but yeah, I guess the crap about the animals is good too.
When did the movie ever say that was Elphaba's motivation? This whole time, she was upset about what's been happening to the animals and wants to fix that. And I haven't seen a single scene in this movie that suggests Nessa even wants to get out of that wheelchair. If anything, she seemed more upset whenever people would overprotect her or empathize with her because of the chair. So if she doesn't care that much, why should Elphaba?
Movie finally answers the question of whether or not we need to hear Jeff Goldblum sing.
Still better than your singing.
A spell from the grimmery can never be reversed.
Morrible just a moment ago said that she couldn't read the book. And I know Morrible is a liar, but you would think Elphaba or Glinda would call her out on this.
No, she didn't say she couldn't read it. She said she could only read a word or two. And I would imagine this book has been around for ages and has lots of history behind it, so Morrible could have heard from those that spells from the grimmery can't be reversed.
It's just what we hoped for, eyes in the skies.
Yes, they'll make perfect spies.
Takes these two saying the quiet part loud for Elfie to finally realize she's being conned.
And now you're narrating again.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
It's true. This is why we created CinemaSins.
Yep, and I still blame you for inspiring other YouTubers to do the same, thus making movie discourse less fun in the process.
Elphaba somehow knows how to work a hot air balloon, which is super convenient right now.
Not really though, since this doesn't end up working.
Quick, jump!
Musical misses the perfect opportunity for a well-placed, you might as well jump!
Stop singing or you're fired!
Just say you're sorry.
Who would she say it to? The entirety of Oz, who now believes she is evil?
I'm pretty sure she means either the wizard or Madame Morrible, and if that happens, they could then tell the city to stop trying to capture her. It's that simple.
Not that hideous levitation spell, Elphaba, please!
Hold the f***ing phone. Stop everything. Is the movie really expecting me to believe that Glinda, who has been fake friending Elfie all movie long and has been rather forthright about it, somehow paid enough attention in class or in real life to know the levitation spell?
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong. First of all, Glinda has not been fake friending Elfie. They really were friends, starting with the scene when Glinda chose to dance with Elphaba back at the Ozdust ballroom. You even sinned that scene for suggesting that that's what was happening. Second of all, Glinda doesn't know the levitation spell. Elphaba is speaking the same incantation she spoke when she cast the spell the first time, so if Glinda hears this, then it's pretty obvious that's what Elfie is doing.
The broom doesn't choose you, you choose the broom, preferably as dramatically as possible.
Arbitrary movie reference.
Elphaba begged Glinda to come with her, for some reason, because for some reason, Elphaba has yet to see Glinda for what she really is, and it's getting on my last nerve.
That's part of what makes this friendship heartbreaking. Elphaba is giving Glinda a chance to realize the error of her ways and join her.
Elphaba and Glinda have abandoned any sense of urgency about being pursued in favor of this well-performed duet of defying gravity. But holy shit, if they would just continue escaping, they could do this later. Hell, they could perform All the Nightman Cometh if they wanted. All the action just occurred way over in Emerald City, so this ill-defined ruckus going on at the school is some unexplained bullshiz.
Whatever, but you haven't even removed one sin for defying gravity. That's worth a few extra.
Doing a part 1 when you could easily have fit a full movie into this runtime. I mean, you could have fit the entire musical if you cut Bach part.
And we're ending the video by sinning the movie for splitting into 2 parts, again, which is double dipping. Also, I'm not going to spoil the next movie just in case anyone hasn't seen the original musical, but Bach is pretty dang important and even connects to the original Wizard of Oz film, so cutting him out would have been a huge misfire. You know, like forcing me to wait an entire year for the sequel. Who do they think they are? Marvel?
I'm off to see the wizard.